Hi, I'm Jorja Smith.
What's going on Maverick Sabre?
I'm Femi Koleoso.
And we are here with
Love music.
Hate racism.
The world is a better place now than it was 10 years ago.
Oh, goodness me.
10 years ago I was 11 and I didn't pay attention to a lot of stuff that was going on.
Yeah, I think yes, it's hard to judge really. I think maybe we're in a period now where for the first time in a long while there's a lot of issues that are getting flushed out in society. Whether that's just due to social media or due to the world just becoming a smaller place in general. So I think on that side it's maybe we're not there yet, but we're in an early stage of maybe becoming a better place, but there's still a hell of a lot of issues that are still getting swept under the carpet at the same time. So
but also not everybody has the same. We only see
what we see.
Yeah.
And our bubble that we get given, you know. So.
No, I think also world is such a massive place. It's like it's so dependent on where in the world you're talking about and what in the world you're talking about, you know. And also bearing in mind the fact that 10 years ago I was 14, so my world was very different to my world right now. So it's hard to say really.
Yeah, and then if you break it down on like the disparity between classes, that's gotten worse. So I don't know if the world really has become a better place or not. It's kind of to judge on the individual cases really.
Yeah. I guess my world when I was 14 was being petrified of knife crime and being 24, not petrified in the same way. But at the same time, my world when I was 14 was completely about North London, and now that I travel, I see more of the world and see more brutality, if you like, and more things. So yeah, it's a big question. I don't know. Maybe you need a bit more
experience
age and life to answer that.
Yeah, to be able to reflect on it, but.
Yeah.
I listen to music from different cultures. Yeah, every minute of every day, always. Since the first tune I was ever played from my dad, from everything, has always been from a mixture of different cultures. I think that's the beauty of music. That's why music, in a non-cliched way, is an international language. Because we do. There's a roots of music that I think makes you understand something you don't even realize you understand in yourself, and it affects you without it asking your permission. So music from different cultures, I think if you're a music fan or if you just enjoy life, it's an essential.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the things that attracts me the most about music, especially being someone that can only speak one language. Music just clips me and gets me from all cultures, and I don't feel necessarily like I have to understand it that much, but if it makes me feel a type of way, feel something. And the DJs, the festivals, the music platforms that kind of allow me to be exposed to different cultures are the things I'm attracted to in general. And that's why things like festivals are such a beautiful thing, because it allows for that to happen to you all the time. So yeah, definitely, always.
And it allows you to discover as well. You know, when we go to all these different festivals in different countries, we hear artists from there that we wouldn't know about.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're taking their vision on things.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Music can help people through difficult times.
Definitely. I think it helps me, then it helps my fans. It's just a release, isn't it? Well, I feel like that's what it is, like an outlook of getting things off my chest that I don't really want to talk about. And it helps others because then they don't feel so alone. I don't know, if you're singing about a breakup and someone's going through that and then they're like, oh, she's talking about how I feel. Music can be used to break down barriers.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's like the best thing about it. You know, the beauty when you look out at Glastonbury and you see like a 5-year-old child with their mother, and you see like a 20-year-old woman, and you know, and you see someone really old. That's what I love about music that goes cross generations, like both of your music. My mum vibes to your music, my mum vibes to your music, but then so do the kids in my youth group. And I think that's a really beautiful thing about music. When music is good and when music is powerful, you forget about the things that separate you and differentiate you. You don't think in a concert, this person's black, this person's white. All you're thinking is, rah, the drummer is going in. And when that happens, that breaks down barriers, and that to me is the best thing about music. You don't care. Like, I can't remember who was next to me when I was watching Cardi B. All I just remember was going on stage and thinking, goodness me, this is everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And I think it's like one of the last things we've got as a society that really holds that, you know, purity and connection, where you know, you really do get taken away with things. You do find yourself being connected with people from different backgrounds, sometimes speaking different languages. You can't even understand, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Brings
yeah.
people together.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Powerful tool. What would you say to your 10-year-old self?
Goodness me.
10-year-old. I should have told her to keep playing the piano because I don't play anymore.
I hear that.
Yeah, I hear that.
What would I have told her? Everything's all good. Don't stress.
Yeah.
To my 10-year-old self, I'd probably say, don't let stereotypes about yourself define you, because you've got the power to change those stereotypes. So yeah, I'd probably say something along those lines.
I'm trying to think what way my head was at 10 years of age. I'd probably say, yeah, don't stress about things that are out of your control. I think a lot of kids, especially at that age, it's like that changing age from being like, you know, having no responsibilities to now starting to feel like, I'm getting a bit older. You start to
Going to high school the next year.
Just, you know,
I used to
just live.
stress.
I was trying to
I used
think
to
what I was
stress
up
about,
to at 10 years.
I remember when I was younger, I used to be like, Mum, how am I ever going to have a credit card and get a mortgage and stuff?
At 10?
Yeah, I used to be stressed about that
now.
all the time. No, but I just used to have all those things in my head for some reason, I don't know.
Okay, this is a great one. This is great. The music industry is doing enough to empower artists.
No. And they're not there. That's why it's called an industry. I don't feel like the industry is there to empower artists. The industry is to make money for the industry. Not to knock it, but that's the facts of it. We have to empower ourselves, or we have to forcefully implement things within the industry, like therapists in labels, or like, I don't know, you know, better development deal for young artists, and more awareness of how young artists are coming into it, and the pressures and the experiences they're going through. So yeah, no, I don't think they're doing enough.
Yeah, I hear that. For me, the music is bigger than the industry, and you know, music industry represents a very slim way of expressing yourself musically. But if you want to talk about, does the music industry do enough to empower artists, it might do something to empower the ones that can pull in millions. But when I talk about what can we do to empower the people that society shuns in a way, does the music industry empower those people? And for me, the answer is no. Music does, but the music industry itself, in my opinion and my experience of it, doesn't empower that. It seems to empower the people they can get something back out of, and not necessarily music and artists in a whole.
It's like it's a formula. They have their way of making what they want to do well for them. What would you do if you didn't become a musician?
Right.
I hate what if questions because
What
I'm
would I
doing
do
it. I don't know.
I guess through my life that answer would change, but definitely with a lot of what's going on right now and how I feel right now about a lot of things, I'll definitely be motivated towards either working in youth work and helping people in that way, or helping people represent themselves, whether that's in court, whether that's to police, whether that's just to get a job or something. I feel like that's what I'm trying to do as a musician. And so my motives wouldn't change at all. It would just be in a different medium, whether it's, you know, for argument's sake, wear a suit and try and defend someone in court, or, you know, wear a tracksuit and play ping pong with a kid after school, whatever it is. But something along those lines, that would be my vibe.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same thing. I think what you summed it up there is like what we kind of go into music wanting to represent. I think that's in us, whether we're musicians or not. So yeah, for me it would be something probably along them lines as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd write poems.
Hear that.
Then I can still kind of do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Without seeing.
Yeah, wicked. All right. What does a world without racism look like to you?
Wow. I think a world without racism looks like any job in any industry, in any institution, anyone looks at it and thinks, I can be that or I can do that. That to me is what a world without racism. If I think about what my world with racism in it looks like looking at the Houses of Parliament and not feeling that I'd be welcome in there to just say what I want to say. It looks like looking at, you know, elite sports such as horse riding and tennis and feeling like I can't access that. And it looks, and I'm just a black man, but if you think about a black woman or, you know, someone from any other kind of ethnic minority, so many sectors in society, you look at it and you feel like I can't access it because of this institutional racism. And once the world is void of that, everyone will feel that they can achieve whatever they want, regardless of where they were born or what they look like. That's what it looks like to me.
I think a world without racism, ideally, is also a world without classism, and you have complete equal representation of all demographics and all voices in every element of society. That's a world without racism.
Okay. I struggled with my identity growing up.
When I'm from Warsaw, and I went to like my school. Warsaw was quite a mixed area, like different cultures and different races. But in my school, most of the kids were white. But I noticed as I was going through the years, there were more black kids, and I wish I was younger, like because they all seemed to they were all friends with each other. But I was like one of 3 black girls in my school year, and then like all my friends were white and slim and had like long hair, didn't have bums. No one liked bums, everyone liked boobs, and I was like, I don't look like any of them. So I wanted to run loads, wanted to lose weight, I wanted to have straight hair. Got my hair permed, but it was a curly perm and I looked like Lionel Richie. But that it didn't. So yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to look like all of them, but it was only until I moved to London and I met my friends like Erin. Erin's my friend, she's mixed race and she's great. She's very just like, she'd always be like, hey, have your hair like this, take your hair out, you know, try this bronzer, and just like make me feel good about my own skin, because I can see she's very comfortable in where she's from, and you know.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, being of Nigerian descent in North London, it was probably considerably easier than some other places in the UK to find a sense of identity. A massive sense of identity to London, and then a massive sense of identity to Nigeria, even though the Nigerian in me was mostly from school, if you like. But I think other areas of my life, such as growing up in church and being a Christian, re-emphasize my identity in that kind of way. So it's not something I actually struggled with ever growing up as a child, which is like, I thank God for that. But yeah, so I feel like that's one of the beautiful things about growing up in London, is with such a mixed bag of cultures, it can be an easy place, if you like, to find your culture represented within your other culture, be the city you grew up in. So yeah, that's my kind of story on that. Yeah,
I think my one was I came back. I was born in London and moved back when I was like 4 or 5 to a small town in Ireland. My dad being, you know, very Irish, my mum being very English, and having that, you know, half like English accent, Irish accent growing up, especially being in a small town in Ireland, as you can imagine. Yeah, there was a difficulty definitely of trying to find who you are and what what represents you the most. And I think as young people, we kind of get pressured into that quite a lot, you know. And so for me, it was like, when I first started rapping, wanting to sound like Dizzy Rascal, and do I wear an England kit? Do I wear an Ireland kit? I wear an England kit and they say something. I wear an Ireland kit, they say something. I was like, oh. And it wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't until like, I'd say I was like 16, 17, that I really started to feel like, you know, 100% comfortable in who I am and what I take from both, you know, because it was always like a pulling thing from both, you know. And I think, you know, as time went on, for me, I found, you know, what represented me overall out of everything, you know. So. Social media is the best thing that's happened to the music industry.
Goodness.
That is not a statement by me, that is written on the card.
Nah, don't.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Social media is the best thing that's happened to the music industry.
No. No. The best thing that's happened to music industry is the incredible music that's been produced by the incredible musicians. This is such a good way to end the questions or the statements. I'm proud of what I've achieved.
Every day.
Yes, every day. Very thankful, very blessed and very proud.
Yeah, sometimes I think back to my 10-year-old self when I was banging out your videos on my laptop and being like, Maverick Sabre's so hard. He doesn't sound like he's from North London, but I think he might be because it's a grime beat. And then I remember the first time you walked into a rehearsal with us and I was like, raw. My 10-year-old self would be proud that I'm reasoning with Maverick and I played drums with you.
10-year-old self, hold on, I'm not that old.
I was going to say.
Only 28.
When I was 6 banging out your first EP.
Back in 1984, you sounded wicked on them.
But yeah, man, so definitely proud.
Love.
Yeah, definitely proud of what you guys have achieved and everything.
Yeah.
Proud of everyone.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's great that we can all inspire each other.
Yeah.
And our friends as well.
Yeah.
So I always think my friends see what I'm doing, they're like, oh, you just made me want to do this or that. So
yeah, and it's proud to be able to do all this together and all be similar minded. And even be able to be sat down and have this conversation and be able to get our minds together on this. This is a proud moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Very proud.
Every day.
That was deep.